folks, welcome to GetRekt Vlogs. I'm Nate, aka Ross FacePunch, and today I'd like to shoot a little vlog to let you know a little more in my gaming background. Started off when I was a small kid, when I first got my regular Nintendo, or NES for us video game nerds. The first game I got with it actually came with the system, and it was Super Mario, like the original, the OG, with Duck Hunt combo cartridge. And it came with the awesome orange and gray gun, and it was amazing. I remember when I was a little kid playing against my mom, I was like right up at the screen. Pew, 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 pew. In about a week, I was now standing back as far as I could, and my mom was as close as she could to the screen. And I had my Nintendo gun in my belt, pretending to be Han Solo with my DL-44. Pew, pew. The worst thing of life at that point was hearing that stupid goddamn dog. You wanted that boop 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 when your friggin' dog was there with the duck, like, hey, look at this fresh kill that you just maimed this bird. You maimed this poor bird. But congrats! So that was the first one I ever played, and then going into that game, or like past that game, I had Gold Cartridge, Original Link, and then I played Base Wars, which with my sister a whole bunch, and Base Wars was basically a baseball game placed in the future where you were robots and you had different kinds of robots, and if you tried to steal a base, you got into this battle royale. Win-win if you ask me. I played Top Gun for the original Nintendo, and that kind of started me on a whole weird way of gaming. Now, I'm going to touch on that a little later, but for right now, we're just going to keep going chronologically. I played a lot of Monsters in My Pocket. Me and my sister put that game to rest. It took us forever. So one of you was Dracula, one of you was Frankenstein, and it was awesome. You were like these little tiny monsters, like yay big, and then you were like side-scrolling your way through umpteen bad guys, through like a kitchen, through a sewer, through a nice garden, through city streets, through a friggin' construction zone. It was absolutely insane, and just when you thought the game was done, it's like, psych! And then you had a big old boss battle that was also really hard. But if you died, if you went through all of your lives, you had to start back in the beginning. There were no checkpoints, there were no saves. This game was just nerve-wracking. I put probably just as many hours into that as I have into Battlefield. And I've put about 400 hours into Battlefield. Don't cry for me, Argentina. And then even the Super Mario 2, Super Mario 3. Super Mario 2 was definitely the odd man out. Super Mario 2 was by far the weirdest, yet still fun. We got some lovable characters out of that, like this beautiful transvestite. So moving on, I remember I saved up like my allowance for like so long. I was like now that kid. We're gonna skip ahead to maybe me being about 8 years old, and all my friends had like Super Nintendo, they had Sega, and all this crap, and I was like, wah, wah. I still had my regular Nintendo. So, yay. So I ended up saving my allowance, and it took me so long. At the time I was making not so much on the allowance front. I was mowing my family's 1-acre property a bunch, and this and that, blah, blah. Regardless, I saved up a year's worth of allowance, not spending a dime of it. I was making about 10 bucks bi-weekly, so 5 bucks per week that I saved up to get the goddaddy of all systems, the Nintendo 64. And I remember when I got halfway there, my parents were like, hey, we'll fork over the other half. And I was just like, this is amazing, fantastic. And my parents were like, but your sister gets half of it too. What? It was ridiculous. I spent a year saving, not spending a dime on myself. Hey, we go out and it's like, do you want to buy this candy? And I'm like, no, I can't buy this candy because I'm saving up for a Nintendo. So, regardless, get the Nintendo. Playing Super Mario 64, which to this day I actually still have not beat. Still a great game though. When that console came out, I was playing so much like Star Wars Rogue Squadron, Star Wars Shadows of the Empire, Star Wars Battle for the Boo. I was playing James Bond GoldenEye. I was playing Perfect Dark. So I was really getting into this now niche in the first bit. Originally I was playing a lot of jet fighter games. I'm coming forward now from where I said that Top Gun was screwing me over, being a kind of flight sim aerial combat video game. In aerial combat video games, you play, your controller setup is that of a jet to a point where now down is up and up is down. And that is why I play inverted even to this day. If we're playing like some Black Ops or this and that, and we're handing the controller back and forth, whoever gets my controller is sorely disappointed when they go to look up really quick and they start staring at their shoes. Fuck. So that kind of screwed me over, but it's the way I constantly play. And I actually challenged myself at the beginning of Battlefield 4 release that I'm gonna try to play regular. I'm not gonna play inverted. I'm just gonna try it out, see how it goes. Needless to say, it went poorly. My KDR was absolutely ugh. And I'm one of those guys that I'm not the best, but I'm not the worst. I average between 16 to 17 kills maybe, and 4 deaths, but I'll have those awesome rounds of 25 and 3. So depending on the match, game, whatever, that's usually where I stand. So when I go into it, and I'm not even, I tried so hard, and I was getting 3 kills and 19 deaths. It was so bad. So I have still been clawing my way back up on Battlefield 4 to try to fix that KDR since then. And I've just as of recently been at the point where I'm happy with my KDR. So yeah, that's that. But no, I got into a lot of first-person shooters. I love the classics like Mario Kart, this and that. Never really been into racing games, but I do like the racing games where you can kill people. Played a little bit Twisted Metal, and Mario Kart. I can't remember that one game. There was a game I played on N64. It was a racing game, and you were basically in covered motorcycles kind of deal, and you shot shit. I can't remember, but it was great. Regardless. But no, so from N64, I ended up moving more into the PlayStation realm. PlayStation 2 for me was a great console. I was playing a whole bunch of Star Wars Battlefronts, 1 and 2. I played a bunch of Grand Theft Auto. Vice City. Vice City, to this date, was the best Vice City. But now I try to go back and play it, and I'm just, nope, I can't. I try, but I have a hard time because I'm used to the dual analogs now. That was all single analog, so bleh. What else did I play on PlayStation 2 actually? Played a bunch of shit. I can't even remember. This is gonna bug me. But either way, I had a lot of fun on my PlayStation 2, but I'm a huge Star Wars guy, and there wasn't a lot of great Star Wars content on the PlayStation. Yes, you had Star Wars Battlefront 1 and 2, which were fantastic games, and who's excited for Battlefront 3? I am. More to come on that, different video, not for this vlog. What am I doing with my finger? I got a sliver. My sliver hurts. But either way, I ended up shifting from PlayStation 2 to Xbox. Near the tail end of the reign of PS2, I ended up buying an original Xbox off a friend of mine that I worked with in a kitchen. And my eyes were just opened, and that was around the same time that I met Dave. Now, me and Dave, we hit it off instantly. We worked in a restaurant together, and it was great. We ended up being in a band together, this and that. Different vlog time, whatever. Blah, blah, blah. But he was a huge Xbox guy already. I ended up buying an Xbox for $40, had a bunch of games with it, but I ended up just playing all these awesome, great Star Wars games. I got to play Star Wars Republic Commando, which is now probably one of my top 5 favorite of all time Star Wars games. Even just one of my probably top 10 favorite games ever. But me and Dave got into playing Baldur's Gate 2, which is a fantastic game, Hunters the Reckoning. We ended up getting into this whole niche of playing couch co-op games. We played Time Splitters, the third one. Can't remember what it's called. It's gonna drive me nuts. Put that thing to rest. Whole bunch of the Samurai Warriors and the Dynasty Warriors games. Put those to rest. We were all about video games. That was something that me and him automatically, this is going back 10 years, we just clicked over, all about video games. And it just goes to show you how our community, our nerddom, just being a gamer in general, I could just open up the possibilities to make new friends. We really clicked, and we've been best friends for the last 10 years, and it's all thanks to you, video games. So thank you, everybody. A hand for video games. We also put Halo 1 to rest, actually. We also did a Halo 1. the whole campaign. That was actually the only Halo I personally enjoyed. The second one got a little weird when you had that giant squid flood tentacle thing teleporting the Arbiter and teleporting Master Chief, and they're like, oh, you blah 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 blah, and teleporting you other places, and you're playing as both the Covenant as like that Arbiter, and you're playing as the Master Chief. I was like, what? That's where I personally got out of the series. I got into ODST a little bit just because my man Nathan Fillion was there, and who doesn't fucking love Nathan Fillion? Cereal. For cereal. From there, we ended up both buying an Xbox 360. We ended up moving in together. We were our first roommates, and that was an absolutely fantastic time. Played a lot of video games for that. I was playing Assassin's Creed. Loved Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. I'll admit, I've fallen off the bandwagon a little bit. I want to get back into it, but the issue was my Xbox hard drive actually crashed, and it got rid of all my save data from Assassin's Creed 2. So I was like, I just put 10 straight hours into this campaign. What the fuck am I gonna do? I'm not gonna start all over again. So I'm looking really forward to Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Looks fantastic. Shot in good old Victorian London. That was an accent. I know, we were playing like Resident Evil 5. We were playing loads of Gears of War. Gears of War is our all-time favorite couch co-op like saga. Fantastic game, characters you love. The map design really linear and all that stuff, but just fantastic storytelling. You are literally living a movie. So it's a lot of fun. We played that a whole whack load. 1, 2, 3, and Judgment. And then the 360 really cemented my love of the first-person shooter. Now, Dave, not so much into first-person shooters. He doesn't mind them, but they're not his 100% cup of tea. He does love third-person shooters, though, hence, like, Gears of War, the Dynasty Warriors franchise, Samurai Warriors, all that stuff. He loves the third-person, over-the-shoulder camera view, as well as even the Marvel Ultimate Alliance series, where it's that over-the-head view. He doesn't quite like the first-person genre, which I really got into, and my love got cemented for it with the 360, with the dawn of the absolute best first-person shooter, and this critic's opinion being Call of Duty World at War. And I would still be playing that game online right now if it wasn't for all the hackers playing, where you got guys where you can put like 2 full magazines of your PPSH into a dude, throw a sticky grenade at him, to just fucking pick up a Arasaka and stab him with a bayonet, and the guy still doesn't die, and then he turns to you and he's like, what are you doing, bro? I can't stand it. It ruins games for me. It really does. I report every last one of those modders because they're ruining / have ruined a game that I love. I still usually once a year play through the entire story mode on that game. I remember we were living together at the time, and Project Natal was coming out, which was the working title for Connect, and we were super excited for it. We had like Milo and all this crap coming out at the yin yang through press conferences, E3 and everything, that were like, oh, you got to see this, and we were just mind blown and ecstatic, and then nothing came of Milo. I just really wanted Milo. Oh, and then I even got into the Battlefield franchise, mostly originally with the Battlefield Bad Company game. Battlefield Bad Company 1 and 2, fantastic games. Absolutely love them. The story was amazing. I can't wait to hopefully see a Bad Company 3. It ended on such a cliffhanger, and I can't wait. And then I got into Battlefield 3, and I remember I pre-ordered Battlefield 3, and in my head I was stupid, and I figured it was going to be Bad Company 3. Regardless, I wasn't disappointed. I put a lot of hours into that game, and I absolutely loved it, just like I did with my Battlefield series, but I couldn't get into the campaign enough, so I didn't even finish it. I know that's kind of a cop-out, but I loved the campaign in the Bad Company series. Fantastic. You actually felt for the characters, and you had your token, you had your token SARS. It was like, I got 2 days to retirement. Always with the retirement jokes. We get it. You're gonna retire. Shut up and do it already. Xbox 360 was where we really started to see a difference in what me and Dave were digging. He was huge into the one-on-one fighters, and I was more into the shooters, like anything to do with a shooter. And then I was even playing like Star Wars Episode 3. As much as I dislike Episodes 1, 2, and 3, mainly because of Hayden Christensen and the poor writing in general. To be honest, you can't deliver a lot of those lines without being but either way, The episode 3 video game was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. And then I went from there into Battlefield 4, putting a lot of hours into that, and I only beat the campaign on that just because of the fact that my internet was out one day and I had nothing better to do. Some of my new loves that are kicking in are, I'm getting into a little bit of the RPG aspect. I played through the whole story of Diablo 3, and I'm just kind of getting my character up and out there, whatnot. I'm loving it. I played Neverwinter, which is a free RPG on the Xbox One right now. I just also got into Destiny, which I know I'm getting into this a little late, but wow! You're mixing my first love being the first-person shooter with my newly found mistress of the RPG, and you've mashed them up, man! What the shit? It's awesome! Friggin' amazing! I'm absolutely loving this game. I live stream it like all the time. It's an amazing game. And the zombie genre, me and Dave have been huge into that. We just picked up Zombie Army Trilogy, fantastic game. Anything with zombies is usually pretty good, shy of Walking Dead Survival Instinct. I had such high hopes. I had such high hopes. Even looking to the future, I can't wait for the new Gears of War to come out, Gears of War 4, and then Star Wars Battlefront 3. Who the hell is not excited for this? We've waited like 10 years for this sequel to come out. It looks fantastic. The footage that was released at E3 just looks amazing. And it does really fit the Battlefront theme. Now you can play the way you want. You can switch between first and third person on the fly, which looks amazing. But, it looks so good. I can't wait. November 17th. November 17th. But either way, guys, that was a look into my video gaming past, so leave a like and subscribe. Make sure you leave me a message down in the comments. Let me know what games got you into the whole thing. Whether or not you're a gamer or not, any game that I just mentioned was a fantastic game and vital to the guy and gamer that I am today. So what were some of the games that really turned the tide for you? What were the games that released at E3 that you're looking the most forward to? Post down in the comments. I love to read them, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. See you in the next video, guys, and get wrecked.